Huh. So hello folks, today we are going to do another stream, but this stream will be in English and it mostly targeted to an English speaking audience. I would like to show you some video from Alex Jones that I saw recently, and I was like butthurting a lot because of that, because of one particular thing. So the guy was telling about the incident in Azov Sea near the Kerch the Kerch Strait, and the problem of that is it's awesome when somebody will tell you in English some more information on different countries from apart from your when you are living actually, but the idea is it would be nice that you can see or you can ask the people who live in there, who know more information about that. And unfortunately or fortunately, Alex Jones is have nothing new aside from Russian propaganda to say about that Kerch prolief. Unfortunately, his channel was deleted, so I will play the Russian stuff and I will comment it, I think, but in English. So let's find, maybe there is a no English subtitles. So the problem of Alex Jones, he doesn't know shit about the Ukrainian-Russian situation, and he was like commenting the video, he has no idea about what's happening, and he said that right here he said, so there was a threats from Ukraine side to the Russian side that we will blow that recently built bridge up. So the Russia just used some kind of ship to just close the strait, so our ships cannot move. And the idea was, the whole plan was to move our four, I think, or three ships from one place to another. And come on, Google. And the idea was to move them from Odessa through the Kerch Strait, right beside the Crimea, which is annexed territory by Russia, and right through the Kerch and right into the Mariupol, I believe. The idea was that we do have a border with Russia. Unfortunately, we do have a lot of troops in Rostov near the Don, and we do have some problems with that, so we need to protect ourselves. We need to protect ourselves in Azov Sea, so we move from one port to another port, right into the Kerch Strait. And the idea, Alex Jones was implying that we are trying to blow those bridge up. As far as I can tell, none of us was trying to do that, and aside from that, it was only the Russian propaganda who say that we are going to blow something or we are trying to do that. In fact, we don't need to blow that because one particular reason. So right after we will get our Crimea back and our compensation for those violence of our borders and so on, we need the passes, or we need the ways that we will move all the Russians fuck off to the Russian again, and those bridge would be doing a part in that, removing all the Russians from the Crimea, all those Russian military stuff that are like Crimea is currently is a military base. And that happened that some people live there, but they are like all in a military base, basically. So did try somebody to blow that thing up? I don't think so. We sent like two regular not a ship, but still a river ships. It's a patrol cutters or some sort of like a small boat, and two tugboats, I believe. And one of the tugboat they was attacked by those fuckers. This is the ship that attacked our tugboat. There was the one for which has this film. Is the same class, the same actually, that is like almost the same, and they are actually attacking tugboat. And Alex Jones said that so those tugboat had like missiles and guns and some kind of weapons. So dude, I mean, this ship is supposed to take care of those two armored ships, and we actually do have a and conversation. And conversation on those two captains and captain of the ship with his mentor from Rostov, I believe, and there was an awesome incident. So they say that we need to. They say that we need to capture some. Oh yes, and that's exactly what's happened. He said we need to capture the
Алло.
this.
Да. Ну, я второй раз навалился, ему разодрал чуть-чуть по корме.
He said that try to capture the military ships, but unfortunately the military ships was to maneuver, and he got our sea command understood that they are to maneuver, and they are like was pretty fast and uncatchable for those two big ships, and they like collide each other, which is like funny as hell. I mean. So they actually, oh yes, that's the English version. No, it's not. It's the different one. And they actually, like, they use a kind of Taran, so they just like smash themselves onto that tugboat, and so I have no idea. Do you know? I have no idea. Do you know or not? But the idea of tugboat is to push these ships, the bigger ships, and the idea to like push that tugboat in the first place doesn't make sense. He will not drown. He will not take any damage. He do have these tires to compensate the damage and to compensate the stuff. And the main point, Alex Jones was mentioned that our sea crew and all those ships didn't follow any rules, and so there is a still existing and still doing and still in progress a document which is a kind of law, and it's so it's agreement between Russia and Ukraine that we are using Azov Sea and the Black Sea without any problems, because we are like friends and etc. Not anymore, of course, but still the document is ongoing and agreement still not cancelled and still ongoing from the 2004, as you may see. And the idea is that we do not need any permissions to move. Not our country nor their country need a permission to move from their borders or from their ports, one ship from their ports to another. We just need to say that we are going to that strait, or we are going to pass by, because and that's the information one. The idea is to not make any bottlenecks or to cause any problems and any delays, so that we will not collide in other ship that will be passing by in this same time. And aside from that, we don't need no special agreements or special passes for. We just need to inform them, and they were informed. And in fact, our ships was attacked like in I believe 21 or 20 something kilometers between, aside from this annexed Crimea. So that was exactly the neutral waters, which are they followed us, follow our ships, they attacked them, and as they cannot do any damage, and those two ships can only just like convoy them and do nothing basically, but just trying to sink them by Navalin, which is like ramming them, just like ramming one ship into another. But unfortunately, you cannot ram a tugboat, which is like constructed to ram the fucking other ships. And yeah, so they used some sort of helicopters, as I heard, and there is like photos with the big hole in our ship, which is caused not by ramming with this ship, but in fact with firing some kind of rocket or some kind of missile. So the shell was pretty big. Let me show you the picture some. And that so there's like a attack boat and two very maneuvered very small ships, and so you're not able to capture them with a bigger ship. Like you can compare the sizes, and like it moves like 1.5 bigger, and the attack boat is like a bigger. This is like a regular sea thing. Yeah, so this is not from Debunking. Is one of the small river patrol cutter or patrol ship, I believe. And the idea is that they were like shoot with some kind of missile from or a helicopter or maybe even a plane. And the whole conversation was just awesome. The guy, the control one guy said that like, can you use this water weapon? The water pump. Can you use a water pump to like drown them? And she said, no, doesn't work on our ship. Like, come on, that's whole Russia in one sentence. Like, can you use your regular, normal working stuff? And they said, no, we cannot. Is there any... Awesome, if there is no sound. I just checked that, no mic. That's basically it. Awesome, I think. It's funny as hell, so...